welcome to CYA Preparedness. Today I'm going to be making a frog gig for you. Stay tuned. Okay, once you get your long stick, it needs to be a long straight stick. Go ahead and take all your little limbs and stuff off of it. This is not perfectly straight, but that's fine. This will be where my handle is. You take down here at the bottom 6 to 8 inches up, depending on how far you want to how long you want your gigs. You take your string, you lay it out. You just take a simple loop, and what this is for so when you split the end down here, it stops where your cord is. Okay, so you just take your cord and then you start wrapping. You have to get it in there pretty tight. Okay, your little tag end down. And the tighter you can get this, the better. Always go from the bottom up, and I will show you why here in just a little while. Make sure your wraps are good and tight all the way around it. And there's no set number of wraps that you have to put on here. Just make sure you get them good and tight. However many you think that you will need, so it will stop your split when we split this end to make our gigs. Okay. And if you have problems getting these tight enough, you can always use a little stick and wrap your cordage around it and give you something extra to give you a little more leverage on pulling here. Okay, just a couple more wraps. I think I'll have enough. Keep it from splitting on down. Okay, one more. There we go. They don't have to be perfect, and you'll find out why here in just a second, because you'll tighten all this up together. Then you take your tag end of your line and you run it through the big loop that you had left that you ran up the tree. Then on this bottom side, you just take and suck it all down. Make sure you keep your wraps tight. There we go. Tighten them back up. And then tighten those down. your tag ends. You just go ahead and just nip them off. And then there you have it. This here should take and stop the log from splitting because we'll split it out. This part down here will be our gigs, and I'll show you how we do that and we'll come right back. Okay, you split it one way, then work your knife back out of it. Then you take and then you baton the other way. So effectively what you have now is you have 4 squares of wood, okay? Then you will take your 2 sticks and you will jam these in here, one on each side. What these will do see how that's spreading out our 2 halves here. And it might have been better if I'd had them a little longer, but this first one you want to go down, pretty good ways, because your next one is going to be on this other side and it'll be up here, so you will only have, from here down for your gigs. I won't bore you with this one since you've already seen it done, so I'll be back when I get this done. Now, once you get down to this point where you have both of your sticks in, and these here will be your 4 gigs for your frogs. The thing to do now is you have to make points on each one of your gigs. And that's, that's pretty simple to do. You just take and whittle out. And I always take and make sure I pull the bark side off too, because some people do, some people don't. I prefer to. That way, when you do hit a frog, you don't have the bark kind of holding back against you when you stab into the little feller. But when it comes down to him or me, well, I'm going to eat, and I feel sorry for him. So as I'm doing this, like I say, you just take and you just cut down the inside of each one of your gigs to a point. There's not really anything special or hard about this. You just have to cut them down to where they will actually penetrate, a frog when you hit him. The thing is, you don't get them too thin because then they'll break off. But you have to have them, you know, big enough to where they won't break, but sharp enough where they'll penetrate. And once I get this done, I'll be back and show you the finished product.
Boom.
Alrighty. Once you get down, just sharpen your points. Then you have a 4-point gig made out of a tree, 2 little small branches to spread it. And it's ready to go frog gigging, fishing, something to put meat on the table with when you're out and you don't have anything else to do. And they work really well. I've used one a time or two, and it works really well if you can find one that's kind of offset just a little bit. I mean, it just so happens this one here worked out that way. You know, that way when you know, go after the frog or the fish or anything, you don't have to be straight up over the top of it. You can hold it and just, you know, just offset, and it makes a good little handle. So we hope you enjoyed this video from CYA Preparedness. This is just some little something to, you know, to help someone if they're out and they don't have any way, you know, anything better in their plan to get themselves some food or to sustain themselves. We just hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be seeing you soon. Thank you.